As we continue the debate about the SNP's gender bill being blocked by Westminster, of course, the First Minister of Wales, Mark Drakeford, is also getting involved, defending Nicola Sturgeon. Absolutely shameless, these two. Nicola Sturgeon, Mark Drakeford, who completely, single-handedly, separately, destroyed the economies of Wales and Scotland, the education sector, and the health service in general. And now, because of the gender bill that was passed by Scottish Parliament, that was not just a normal domestic policy, because it would affect the Equalities Act that applies to the whole of the country, the whole of the United Kingdom. So Westminster decided to block it, and Nicola Sturgeon is having a meltdown. We already talked about it half an hour ago on the channel. Now Mark Drakeford is coming out not just to defend her, he's spreading lies about devolution powers.
Tend to as many as I can. On the biggest question of all, I do agree with the leader of Plaid Cymru. I think the UK government's decision to use powers that have never been used in the whole history of devolution is a very dangerous moment. And I agree with the First Minister of Scotland that this could be a very slippery slope indeed. And the reason why I say...
Oh, right, stop talking, Mark. Okay, so I'm going to be repeating myself. If you already watched the previous video, it gives a good reminder for those who didn't see that video. He's saying that it's very dangerous that Westminster used the powers that they've never used before. But those powers existed. They just haven't been used before because it wasn't the right opportunity. This is about the Scotland Act 1998. Section 35 says clearly that Westminster has the right and powers to block any legislation that either is not compatible with defence or national security or international obligations, or if it actually applies to reserved matters. So, for example, as we said, this gender bill is that if it were just a domestic legislation affecting just Scotland, self-ID if you're 16, then that would be a separate thing. That's, Scotland has its own sovereignty to an extent. But if it actually, the way it's been written, this legislation in Scotland, the Scottish Parliament, now affects the whole of the Equalities Act that applies to the whole of the United Kingdom. So it doesn't just apply to Scotland, it affects the whole country. So Westminster, they have that right, Section 35 in the Scotland Act 1988, to be able to block it. Now they're showing fake outrage. Mark Drakeford is not an idiot. He's not a complete idiot. He's a bit of an idiot, but he knows his stuff about devolution. He's clearly read that part, but he's still spreading lies about devolution. What we are, where we are. Anyway, let me know what you think. I'm Maya Tousi, and we are the media.